Hello there and welcome to another OIT Quick Tip. I'm Zach Peterson. Thank you so much for joining me today. And what I'd like to show you is Microsoft Copilot and the ability to create AI agents. Now, all of the different AI platforms you've probably heard of, be it ChatGPT, Claude, all those other ones, they have the ability for you to create agents. And agents are a way for you to specifically give instructions that are pre-built into a chatbot, so you don't have to, for example, re-explain how to do something if you want to do something often. So, for example, I have an agent here that helps me write blog posts for our IT Connect blog. That's at smu.edu/ITConnect. I can go ahead and give it drafts of blog posts or ask it to create a blog post from scratch, and using the instructions that I've given it along with a source to kind of see the voice that I want to get for my blog posts, I gave it the URL to the IT Connect blog and told it to kind of write things in that same tone and that same type of style. So those are already pre-built, those instructions, and so I can go ahead and prompt it to create a blog post, and it will do its best to get a draft for me to start. So in this example, I'll go ahead and say, write a blog article about password managers. So, of course, password managers or password vaults are always a great thing to have for security's sake. I'm going to see what it comes up with. So what it's going to do is it's going to write a blog post, and it will also kind of go through the blog that we already have, all the blog posts we have, and it will try to mimic the voice that myself and my colleagues use whenever we write blog posts, and it will go ahead and create that for me. Now, of course, as you know, AI can always make mistakes, so it's super important to double check whatever results you get out of your chatbots, whether it be a specific agent or just the regular chatbot that you use every day. So it did a pretty good job, a good start. Of course, it doesn't go into too many details. There's not a lot of SMU specific stuff. So, of course, I'll need to make a few edits to this, but it's a really great way to get started. So that's one example of an agent that I've programmed to do a specific task. Let's go ahead and create one from scratch. So to do that, I'm going to go to Create Agent here in the left-hand side of my Copilot, and it will bring me to the Copilot Studio. Now, what it can do is it can give you two options on how to get started. You can just describe in plain English how you would like this agent to behave, and it will build it that way. Or you can use templates here. So there are quite a few templates. There's some pre-built agents that you can always use, and you can use these to kind of get started if you want to tweak these a little more. Or you can go up to this Configure tab. And so what you can do here is, of course, you name your agent and then the description and then your specific instructions. You basically are building a very specific prompt on how you would like this agent to behave. And then below this, you can also add knowledge to it. So this could be a public website that you would like it to refer to when building out whatever it is you want to do with this agent. Also, there are a few other options. You can enable it to create images if you'd like, or create documents and charts and things like that. And there are a couple more features that you do get when you have the Copilot Premium license, but right now this one is a basic license, so I don't have the ability to, for example, have it read my emails or things like that. But that is the form that you'll use to fill out to create or configure an agent, or again, you can use that Describe tab here. But let me go ahead and I'll just show you that IT Connect blog helper again, just so I can show you one that's been filled out. And so I have named my agent and gave it a brief description, so if I share it with other people, they'll know what it actually does. And then I've given it the instructions. And so the instructions are, you are an editor and contributor for SMU's OIT IT Connect blog, a down-to-earth resource for the latest technology news, tips, and service information for SMU's IT services, and so on and so forth. I tell it that the tone and language should follow anything that it finds here that I've added in the knowledge section. I did give it the URL for our blog, which is smu.edu/ITConnect, and I can also have it create images. So I did turn that on. And then also you can add suggested prompts as well, like Copilot does pretty frequently whenever you're using the chatbot. It does give you a lot of really good suggestions on how to get started. You can add your own suggested prompts to this agent. So if you're sharing it with others, you can then make sure that they have those proper suggested prompts as well to help them get started. Also up here, I do want to just show this only use specified sources option. If you turn that on, it will only use the sources that you've given it to help build out your articles. So if you want it to only refer to specific content, that's the way you should do it. And so it doesn't go elsewhere and come up with sources that you may not be able to verify. So that's another very good tip for you there. Once you're done, you'll click Save, but in this case, since I've already started on this one, you'll click Update, and then also you'll always get this Share button that will allow you to share this with others. And so you can then click on that and search through the global address book and share it with people within SMU. So also, as you're building this out, you can here, before you save anything, just to make sure it's working the way you want, this whole area on the right-hand side enables you to basically kind of play around with it and do a sample or a preview to make sure that your instructions are doing what you would like them to do. So that is basically how to create an agent. It's basically a way to create a chatbot that has a specific task that you can use over and over, so you don't have to go ahead and do all of that prompting or give it all of those instructions every single time you want to achieve that task. You have it already built out for you. So with that, I invite you to go into Copilot on your own at smu.edu/Copilot, log in with your SMU credentials, and start playing around with Copilot Studio and building out your own agents. So for the Office of Information Technology, I'm Zach Peterson. Thank you for joining us.